Attendance decreased, fans in Lithuania became bored, and by the end of the whole thing, it was, quote, sad. Skip, what's the future for LiAngelo and LaMelo?
I'll throw Lonzo in this, too.
Mm-hmm.
This whole story for Ball and the family has gone from fascinating, must-see TV to, as Joy used that operative word, it's just flat sad to me now. And it's starting to feel like that Lavar has turned himself into an international celebrity. Do not underestimate how big he is internationally. He's now that guy at the expense of all three sons' basketball futures. And I just can't see how pulling his number 2 and number 3 sons out of school, taking them to Lithuania, pulling them out of America's basketball feeder system that can be so good for so many other kids, is going to help them maximize their chances of getting to the NBA. I think it's only hurting their chances. So here we go again with the youngest son, who might have the most talent of all three of them, overall basketball talent, scoring talent. He reportedly had problems with his coach and with his teammates. Interesting. So here we go again. And LiAngelo got along well with everybody because he seems to be a really good kid. But he desperately needed all 4 years at UCLA playing in the Pac-12 and maybe even in some NCAA tournaments to maximize his chances of getting to an NBA that I doubt he'll get to anyway.
Correct.
And I still say that as I look back on Lonzo's rookie year with the Lakers, that Lavar put him in so many can't-win situations and positions that he just ultimately couldn't win. And that was with his head coach, Luke Walton, with his teammates, and with point guard after veteran point guard that he was about to go up against the first time around the league. And I thought Lonzo, big picture, just went into an emotional shell. And you kept asking me, well, didn't he say he's been through this his whole life? Yeah, he has, but not in the NBA. This was different. The stage is much bigger and brighter. And by the way, he's playing for Magic Johnson with the Los Angeles Lakers. And I thought overall, even though the numbers were pretty good, that he had a disappointing rookie season just because of lack of energy, lack of aggressiveness, lack of engagement, because too often Lonzo just drifted through basketball games.
Right.
I don't see Ben Simmons drift through games. I don't see Donovan Mitchell or Jason Tatum drift through basketball games. And it felt like Lavar had convinced him, it's just isn't the right coach for you. Luke's not right for you. Well, how many times can you take your basketball and go home? How many times can you tell your sons that you have spoiled rotten in a basketball sense? If you don't like your coach, we'll just go home. How many times can you go home, as they just went home from Lithuania, before basketball in general just says, stay home, right?
Well,
are we heading there? Because that's what it's feeling like to me.
It feels like, Skip, I agree with everything you just said. I totally agree. But we're going to have to ask Lavar, because he seems to have everything mapped out. So he knew that his son, his youngest son, LaMelo, would be told he couldn't take 50 shots a game. By the way, Skip, did you know Chino Hills just won the state title?
No, I missed that.
Chino Hills won the state title without a ball on the team. Oh, but Skip, did you know that?
Boy, that coach should be coach of the year, right?
There was a reason why he was telling Melo, you can't take 50 shots. They got a top 20 recruit who was a junior, Skip. Kansas, all the big schools want him. I just want to throw that out there. But anyway, he would have had to know, if Lavar says, he got all this mapped out, he would have had to know that a coach the coach that he handpicked would get fired. The new coach would come in there, tell his son he can't shoot 50 shots. Lavar would get upset, said, I'm going to homeschool my kid. The middle son, LiAngelo, Jello he calls him, he would have had to know that, you know what, he's going to go to UCLA. Now, they're going to go on a trip to China. He's going to put some Louis Vuitton, something that doesn't belong to him, in his pocket. They're going to indefinitely suspend him. I'm going to get upset because he apologized, and they won't let him play, so I'm going to pull him out, and we're going overseas. I can assure you, when LeVar Ball was laying in his bed at night and he dreamed of his kids playing pro basketball, it wasn't in Lithuania, or it wasn't in his league making $3,500 a month. Skip, this has gotten awful. The smallest son, LaMelo, he can go back to high school, but he can't play sport. LiAngelo can only go to the NBA.
Yep.
Really? Really? So that's what he's done. Okay, you're right. Lavar has become an international star.
Yes.
But how has that helped the Suns?
I don't see
It's come at their expense. That's what he doesn't get.
That is correct.
Those are your kids. Nobody's telling you how to raise your kids. But I tell you what, if you think what you've done has in any way, shape, or form helped them, you're sadly mistaken. And as you said again, Skip, every time something doesn't go, why is it now? You keep hearing this. Lavar can't get along with the coach. How many different coaches can't get along with Lavar before we say, what's the common denominator between all these coaches and LeVar Ball?
Yeah.
And are we going to keep blaming all the coaches? If you get divorced 15 times, we can't keep blaming all the people that you were married to. At some point in time, there's a common denominator, and it's you. Lavar couldn't get along with the old coach at Chino. He couldn't get along with the coach in Lithuania.
Yep.
At some point, Skip, it's you. Now, I didn't really follow it like you did. You probably watched a lot of this stuff on Facebook, but the reporter said it was sad.
Yep.
No one is shocked by this ending. Everybody, if you'd ask an objective person, someone that's not vested one way or another, how do they think this thing ends? And I bet you the majority of them would have said, it's going to end. The only surprise I had, Skip, it lasted this long.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be a month and they'd be back.
That's true.
I knew how it was going to end. My surprise is it lasted this long.
Yep.
It's a shame that Lavar, at his kids' expense, has become a household name.
He has. He's household.
But
that's hard to do, and he did it.
I thought his goal was to make sure his boys got an opportunity to play NBA basketball, and they were going to be at the attention. How do you get you're the guy, but what you're doing doesn't help them.
So we both really like Lavar from the start.
I do.
I love the fact that he was there for his three sons and that he loved them. Maybe to a fault. Did he over-love them, or did he just love Lavar as much as he loved the three sons?
And they were. Skip, it's sad that it's like this, because it's hard to offer advice to someone when they know everything and it's their kids. But he went about this all wrong. He went about this all wrong. And what we're seeing from him, anytime he can't control the situation, Skip, and it started from the high school coach when they told his son he couldn't shoot 50 times. It translated on to UCLA when they suspended him indefinitely. And he said, well, my son apologized. That's enough. Really? He pulled his kids off the AAU court.
He did.
So every time he can't control the situation, LeVar Ball says the best thing that I can do is leave. Yeah. He's teaching his kids, if things are not going your way, you don't like it, just go on. Pick it up. Go.
You know how this league works. You know how pro sports works. After a while, they say,
stay.
See you.
Yeah. Stay
Goodbye.
home.
Stay there.
There's only so many times, Skip, if you're on a job, there's only so many times you can leave early. Before they said, don't even worry about leaving early. Yeah. Just go ahead and stay late at your own house and don't come back here.
Man, you know, it's almost to the point that he has trained his three kids to believe they can only play basketball if he is their coach.
Yeah.
Because he was their coach all the way up, right?
Or they can only play together.
Or together. Okay, so what is the end game here? And I've made jokes about this, and now I'm starting to think it's not a joke. The ultimate end game is that Lavar coaches his three sons in the Big Three. And that's
they have the JBA.
Yeah.
LaMelo is, I believe, eligible to play in the JBA, so he can come back and go to school and play in the JBA. LiAngelo, we all knew, was going to need a couple years at UCLA anyway, so if he doesn't make it to the NBA,
I think he needed all 4 years.
What really didn't happen there, because he wasn't going to play at UCLA the first year anyway, because he got suspended.
Go call Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates. You got the body size. Start lifting a little weight. Yeah, be a tight end.
Look,
Lavar was. I think he was pretty good, actually. He was on practice squads, right?
Yeah.
Carolina and the Jets.
Yes. Yeah.
Lavar is Lavar. He's his own man. He seems to figure out a way through all of it at the end of the day.
I
So
hope
he
he
seems
can.
to have a master
You know,
plan.
I used to say don't bet against him because he keeps proving everybody wrong, and now I'm starting to wonder what's your exit strategy?
How about this, Skip? I'm not gonna bet against him, but I ain't gonna put no money on him either.
Yeah.
Well, look, Lonzo still has a few years on his contract with the Lakers, I believe. So
Yeah.
that's still to be determined. But they still have a few years to figure it out. Although I will say, as far as it being sad in Lithuania, I don't recall us ever having Lithuanian basketball on our board before Lavar got there. So
Yeah. Unless you
I
follow.
don't know how sad it was before they got there, but I bet it was worse than it is now.
Unless you know Sabonis or Valanciunas,
Well,
that's
yeah,
the only
I
reason you
remember
know about
watching Lithuanian basketball on Facebook before they got there. Well, the Celtics roll through the Sixers. We'll discuss that with Steven Jackson next.
I am the new summer